What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
I've got an article here from Rebecca Gill at Web Savvy that I wanted to bring to your attention. It's a very important topic that sometimes goes unnoticed whenever you're starting an engagement. And we always try to prep our clients whenever they are starting to build a website with us. Website content. It's basically, we're addressing the elephant in the room here of issues that will stop a website launch from happening or prolong it for a very long degree. So if you've spent thousands of dollars, or maybe you've even taken a shelf stock WordPress theme, you'll ultimately have to address this point, is that you need to have your content in place. The one thing that stands in front of launching your pretty new website, going live, is for many of our clients, content becomes the project bottleneck, the roadblock, or the ultimate showstopper.
Sure does.
Rebecca actually referenced a few of her active clients in this article, and that have been held up by massive missing elements, specifically content itself. They had a call center website that was delayed 2 months. There was a law firm website delayed 4 months. There's an automotive supplier website that they had was delayed 13 months with lack of content. We had a couple of those here in the recent year. There was a commercial woodworking company that was delayed 11 months because of content. A stainless steel manufacturing company delayed 13 months, just not having the content. So, there's we can prod as much as we can, but there's some underlying issues of why these projects don't go. At some point in time, these clients were at a hurry, needing us to rush through the design at a rapid launch. But despite that sense of urgency, they all stated that whenever it came to producing content, each website now sits on development servers, and it doesn't get the love that is necessary to get this thing out the door. So why is content such a darn hard thing to create? Well, you got time constraints. Good content takes time to plan, write, and edit. All the companies mentioned have employees that have real jobs. Their job is not to write content. The website project is secondary to their real jobs. Unrealistic expectations. Many times people can set different and unrealistic expectations of themselves. They think generating content for an entire website takes a few hours. We all know that's not the case.
Right.
And when it may take several weeks or months to do that. That's incorrect assumption actually creates a lot of frustration. And also that frustration creates procrastination.
And it's probably design is obviously such a huge factor in a website
right.
to get it looking good. But ultimately, it's the content that's going to get people to click through or call.
That's right.
Yep. So it's really the most important element.
And you know what? At the point in time there, if there's a frustration point of lack of content, what happens? The site gets chopped, the strategy gets chopped, and ultimately the success gets chopped. Sitting at your computer without a plan is kind of futile. Website content doesn't just materialize. You have to have an outline, a plan. And with Site Strategics, we'll actually build the entire site structure diagram of where we need to go from from website content. On top of that, mismatched alignment. There's another reason why these things fail. In the case of the automotive supplier that she mentioned, they were assigned a task of writing content to an employee who knew little about content itself. Since he had limited knowledge, he was constantly at a standstill. And if you've experienced that before, somebody's challenged with that particular role, but it doesn't bear fruit. So finally, you can shift it into an employee that actually can create that. Well, real quick here, how do you address this particular issue? Number one, you start with a plan. And number two, you assign the task to the right person, and number three, you use customer-friendly language, write readable content, and use examples in your content. All starts with a plan, but you need to have all this information in front of you. Content is critical. Hey, Thanks for listening to Edge of the Web Radio, and happy birthday, or at least a happy 50th radio production here, and you're going to be listening to us again and again. This is Edge of the Web Radio. We'll talk to you next week.
Edge of the Web Radio.